Hey guys, welcome back to another video. On this video, I'm going to be talking about why I prefer being single in Vietnam. I just thought of making this video because I know that some of you expats out here in Vietnam may like to watch this video, and maybe a couple of the things which I talk about in this video, maybe you can relate. Um, so just a quick one. If you're new to my channel, the name of my channel is called as Sujo in Vietnam. I've been living over here in Vietnam for over 6 years now, and I was an English teacher for over 3.5 years. And I then started my online business, and I also do full-time YouTube. I also do a bit of part-time English teaching. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. So, just a quick disclaimer. I'm just going to be talking from my personal experience. I don't have anything. I'm not telling you that you should not, seriously date a Vietnamese woman or you should get married to a Vietnamese woman. I believe Vietnamese women are very caring, and they're also very loving. But the purpose of this video is to talk about why I prefer being single in Vietnam from my past relationships out here in Vietnam. Um, and how it can actually make you feel a bit more relaxed, and it can make your life a bit more easier. What's that noise over there anyway? If you're having a troubled relationship, or with your Vietnamese girlfriend, or you're having a Vietnamese wife and you're married for many years now, and you feel like the flame is not there, and like something is off in your marriage or in your relationship, you're not able to, your sex life is bad. You're not making out with your partner like you used to do before. And you just and you're spending more time actually watching porn, because your partner is not satisfying you, your Vietnamese partner is not satisfying you, or maybe like your Vietnamese partner is your girlfriend, or your wife. She's out most of the time, and she's not spending much time at home. And even if she comes home, she's you guys kind of feel a bit disconnected, or maybe she's like yawning all the time, and like, oh, I'm tired, I want to sleep now. Or something you feel is not right. Then of course, these are there's something not right in the relationship for sure. I mean, why I prefer being single is that from my past experiences out here in Vietnam with a substantial amount of Vietnamese women, like I've had relationships for a couple of months. It's even stretched on for a year, or a few years. But I always felt that, firstly, nothing is wrong with you. Okay, nothing is wrong with you. If you're an expat watching this, nothing is wrong with you. It's just that, when you are in a relationship with a Vietnamese woman, okay, I'll be very honest with you. You will always be treated separately, okay, because you're a foreigner. Now, of course, I do think that you should have some basic knowledge over the Vietnamese language, but like what from my personal experience is that if you're in a relationship with a Vietnamese woman, she'll be more chattier and more conversational with her friends, with her Vietnamese friends, with her Vietnamese family members. And when she communicates with you, it will be in a very different level altogether. um, it's like, two separate worlds altogether. So you really don't know, like, um, what the hell is going on. I mean, yes, I mean, like, physical relationship, that's all fine, but how many times do you have your Vietnamese girlfriend or your wife talking about her personal life, or saying that, I don't like someone, I don't like one of my family members, or, I don't like this guy. And she's really opening up to you, because chances are she'll be expressing that more with her friends, with her Vietnamese friends, over a Zalo call, or, so, you kind of feel a bit disconnected. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, you'll always be treated differently. Yes, you're a foreigner, you'll always be treated differently, but she will be more conversational in her own language. Like, so say, for example, your partner is going to the office, she works in the office, she does 9 to 5, or, maybe you're working from home for your business, you're a digital marketer, or, you're a digital nomad, or, whatever it is, like, because the environment in a Vietnamese office, is, um, it gets a bit cozy. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like, um, it's just that she will always keep her work life very separate, compared to, she'll keep her work life very separate, which is professional. But what goes on, when she in that environment, or, you don't know. I mean, what I'm trying to say over here is, it's common for it's common for Vietnamese women to have an office affair. I know I'm not going to get a lot of hate for this video, but it's kind of common for Vietnamese women to get a bit chummy, with their coworkers over here, or, like, she can tell, I'm going out for some parties, with my coworkers, or, like, she's hanging out with all the guys, during lunchtime, and she just gives you a 1 minute Zalo call, and saying that I'm going out for lunch. And you'd like, okay. But the drawback over here is, you're not Vietnamese, you don't know what the hell is going on, because, like I said, you will always be treated differently. Okay. Even if you're having a Vietnamese girlfriend, or you're having a Vietnamese wife, unless and until you have a stay-at-home Vietnamese wife who takes care of your kid, or, that's a different situation altogether. But if she's a working person, if she's working in office, um, it's going to be very different. Okay, so yes, I do believe that, trust is important. Yes, but sometimes there are situations where there could be chances that where she can breach the trust, or, like, say, maybe she goes out for a company trip, and, like, with her coworkers, with her team members, and you really don't know what the hell is going around. Maybe she'll just give you a 2 minute Zalo call, show you around, where she's staying around, and whatever. But like I said, it's very different, because you're not there. Okay, you're not there, you're just trusting her, which is very important. But, what I've also been told by someone out here in Vietnam, I mean, I don't want to be rude, or I don't want to talk ill. I mean, I don't want to talk something negative, but, there are many Vietnamese women. They're very professional in lying. Okay, they're very professional in lying. You will not come to know what the hell just happened. Okay, I mean, she'll come over. She'll come with a very sweet face, and, she'll cook some very good food for you, and, she'll like. But there are Vietnamese women who are very good in covering up their tracks, especially if your partner is having an affair. If your girlfriend, or if your Vietnamese wife is kind of having an affair, and you're married for many years now, you even have a kid. Uh, you know, I'm not saying that that's the case, but there are chances where she may become a kind of a habitual liar, and you really don't know what kind of conversations she's chatting on phone. I mean, I had this relationship with this Vietnamese girl on my first year, I remember. Sorry, I think I was on my second year with this Vietnamese girl. It just lasted for a few months, a very short time. I met her, I think I met her on Badu, if I'm right. Yeah. And, she's very nice and everything. She was an office girl and everything. And, she's pretty, and, we're hanging out. And, I was kind of getting a bit serious with her, but she was always like, I need to go out. I need to, she was not staying over my place, but she was like all the time. She was like, I'm going out. I can meet you in the evening, or I'll come and spend some time with you or whatever. But, I really thought that, she was a person, and she was like always telling me that, I'm also I'm also thinking about you. I like being with you, but, and I'm not chatting with anyone else or anything. But, so one time she went for a shower at my place, and, I was just sitting in the room, and her phone started giving a lot of ping notifications, with all these love heart emojis from so many different guys. Okay. And it turned out that one of her yoga instructors in her company is actually trying to flirt with her, giving kisses and everything and all that stuff. Uh, I said, oh, I can't trust this girl anymore, because she's just flat out lying to me on my face. And I mean, amicably, confronted her about this, and she was like, she was like, she's saying, oh, these are my friends. This is how I want them to express, like what, giving love heart emojis, or, kiss emojis and all that. Come on, man. You don't see what I'm trying to say over here is, life is short, right? What do you want to do? I mean, you don't want to be landing up being miserable, for the next few years, being with a partner, knowing that she's not treating you right, she's having a lot of missing time. You guys are not able to have that quality time, or she's coming from work and she's not talking much with you. She's all the time with her phone. She's playing games, Candy Crush, and, then she's like telling you, oh, I'm tired, I want to sleep now. And maybe, you really want to, you want to make out with her, but, your sex life is bad. You're not even having sex 2 times a week. I mean, which is also less, um, and you resort to watching porn just to satisfy yourself now. That's not how the relationship should be. And, like I said in one of my previous videos, is that family is very important for these Vietnamese women. So, if her family members don't like you, or, there are certain members of her family who don't like you, and you're not getting connected with them, then that's a big problem out here in Vietnam. Then of course, in the long run, it may hit you, okay? Because, like say in case, you guys plan to separate yourself for some time, there could be certain members in her family, or maybe her mother, or maybe her brother, could actually introduce her to another Vietnamese guy, and, try to endorse that Vietnamese guy to hook up with your girl. It's happened. I mean, and don't mind my say, like, apart from, so being single is like not carrying a lot of excess baggage. Don't get me wrong, being single does not mean that you're not able to date. Of course, go on to Tinder or whatever, hook up for some coffee dates, meet some beautiful, Vietnamese women, have some productive conversations. You can even have some casual encounters. That's fine, but just make sure to be protected. I'm not saying that you need to be a fuck boy, but what I'm saying is, it's you feel a bit more in control, because, like, if you're in a relationship, and, of course, I want all relation. If you're in a serious relationship with your Vietnamese girlfriend, or with your Vietnamese wife, if you're married and everything, I bless to God that you have a very happy relationship. But there are chances like I would say like maybe 30% of the time, or it could even go 40% of the time, where somewhere down the road the fling is gone. You're having a bad sex life. She's not opening up to you a lot. She's all the time pretending she's tired. You're just having like that Groundhog's Day. You know what? The Groundhog's Day movie. Every day is the same darn repeat. Okay. You don't want to land up like that. And also, I know the fact that a couple of my previous relationships, that there are many Vietnamese girls who are very attracted to money, materialism, and of course, they're more attracted to guys, who are more successful, who have more money. So, like, if you're an average guy, and if you're like, maybe, you got to think about that. Okay. I'm not saying that. I always believe you are special, for sure. Okay, you are special. You're meant to do something great. Okay, but sadly, not many women look at guys like that. Okay, especially here in Vietnam. So it's very different. So that's the reason why I like being single. I've had substantial amount of relationships out here in Vietnam. I've had some heartbreaks. I've had some heartbreaks. And yeah, it really messes with it really messes with your mind. You get in that sulking phase, in that gray zone, in that black hole. And you're not able to differentiate reality with reality with non-reality. Okay, let's put it that way. So yeah, I mean, so if you're having like if you're having like a tough time in your relationship, or if you're feeling that something is not right in your relationship, you can talk with your Vietnamese partner. But if it's persisting, if it's not working out, take a break, take a time out, try being a single person. Go out, spend time for yourself, invest in yourself. you know um, because if you're going to be landing up with a relationship with the Vietnamese women, if you're married to Vietnamese women, or if you're a Vietnamese girl, married, if you have a Vietnamese girlfriend, you got to do things for her. Like, there is this culture that you got to take care of her, and you got to take care of her whole family financially. You chances are you could become like a walking ATM machine. And you got to buy some smartphone for her, or some expensive smartphone for her, or taking her out like every week, and spending around 1 million Vietnam dong for some food and all those kind of a la carte. Those are all temporary. Okay, but what's the long term game plan? Okay, are you really happy in the relationship? So you got to think about this. I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this video, but trust me, what I'm saying makes sense. All right. So if you feel this is happening in your relationship, if you feel things are not right, if your sixth sense is always telling you something is not right, then you are correct. Okay. Always follow your heart, follow your gut feeling. If you feel that something is different with your sex life, with your partner, or maybe she's trying out some new kind of formulas, or maybe you guys are not having a lot of intimacy, and she's always tired. I'm tired, I want to sleep now. Or she's all the time with her phone playing Candy Crush, or she's not expressing a lot to you. um, Maybe it's time to take some time out. So that's all I got to say. And because I also watched one of my favorite expat YouTubers about his breakup with his Vietnamese girlfriend. So, I definitely sympathize with him. But like I said, nothing is actually wrong with you. But it's just that, from my experience of living out here in Vietnam for so many years, yes, Vietnamese girls are more attracted towards money. They like to hang out with successful men, expats especially. You would always be treated differently as an expat. So she may not be opening up much to you, even if she knows English very well, but she'll always be more communicative with her family members, with her co-workers back in the office. So they tend to be a bit, they tend to become a bit more chummy during the office hours. You don't know what's going on. So yeah, and office affairs is kind of common out here in Vietnam. Sorry to break this, but it is. um, so yeah, I mean, stay strong. Try being single here in Vietnam. Go out for a couple of dates. Have some coffee dates, but don't commit yourself for a serious relationship. I highly recommend that you get to know somebody out here for a year or two, and then you call the shots. Don't get desperate and say, "Oh, she's the one. I'm going to marry her right away," or or just tell her, "I love you. You're the one for me." Take your time, for God's sake. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video to be insightful. Sorry to keep this a bit long. And if you're traveling around in Southeast Asia, you want to make some passive income online, you can check out my income stream, website down in the description below. I've kept the link. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. So stay strong, guys. With that being said, this was me, Sujoy. Peace out.